welcome back to Squire Squad. As you can see, we are fortunately down a Z this evening. She is under the weather, but we wish her well. Let's see, channel stuff. You just watched our intro video. That is largely incorrect now because we are having a big shakeup to our schedule in the near future. Gosh, there's a lot to talk about. I'll kind of move through chronologically through the week because that's how it'll be best for my brain to process it. Thursday is still Elegant Creatures. Last week we did a special Jackbox and Gartic Phone stream for Sid's birthday. So that was a lot of fun. You should check that out. We talked about nice fucking titties a whole lot. So you should go see what that's about. Some new characters may have been born. Fridays, this is one of the big announcements. Neon Souls is on hiatus, and instead we will be doing a Good Society game on Fridays, which let me try and pull up the thingamajig of how they have described it. So, because we are looking for new players for that game, and we've tweeted about this, which is why you should follow us on social media, because we are doing a Good Society game on Friday, which is what we've done for the Elegant Suffering and Elegant Magics game. So lots of fun, I can confirm, but it's going to be based loosely on the Wicked and the Divine. So if any of that sounds like fun to you, you should DM our good friend Savvy Seaworth over on Twitter. Val is I believe Val is GMing for the Friday game, but Savvy is the one fielding applicants, so DM him if you are interested. Let's see, moving on Saturdays, this Saturday, still no stream because we are doing more prep for our upcoming Saturday Night's Pathfinders game that I will be GMing. I'll be running a group through the Pathfinder 2nd Edition adventure of the Extinction Curse. Circus folk are saving the world. So that's going to be a lot of fun. You should check that out when we start up in 2 weeks with the first stream session of that. Sundays, Slain is also going away, and instead we have a new Blades in the Dark game called Duskfall's Dead. LB and myself will be playing in that. That one is going to be run by Savvy, and we will also have Val and Sid in that. And our first session is this Sunday, so you should check us out then. It's the same time as Slain was. Yes, LB has the book. It looks very nice. We're the newest group of assassins in the city, so figuring that out. Gonna be lots of fun.
Do you want to tell them our name? The name we came up for our group? We live on a houseboat, and we're called Bone Voyage.
Bone Voyage.
Bone Voyage.
LB is gonna maybe attempt an Italian accent for that character, which is maybe why there's
no!
I still gotta figure out my character's voice. Maybe French. Bon voyage. We'll see. But yeah, so that's gonna be exciting. You should come join us for the premiere of that on Sunday. Monday, I don't believe. No, you should follow us on social media for that. They may be doing a video game stream. Not sure on Monday yet. And then coming back around to Tuesday, we are figuring out the game that will be opposite this and replace the Burbs, but still early stages yet. So we will be sure to announce that when we have more details. And yeah, so like I said, the best way to know about all this stuff is follow us on social media, come join the Discord, because that's where we tweet about and talk about all this stuff. And like I said before, if you are interested in joining the Friday game, you should DM Savvy Seaworth on Twitter. I think that's it in terms of channel announcements. Shall we go around and introduce ourselves? All right, I believe we are starting off with David. I almost called you Kevin because I looked at the overlay.
Right, yeah. David here. You can find me on Tuesday nights. And yeah, tonight I'm playing Kevin, aka Chrysalis, the Transformed.
Hi everybody, I'm LB Hackemup. You can find me at LB Hackemup on the Twitters and the Twitches. I moved my camera so it's a little bit higher up. I have to actually open my eyes more. But I'm going to be playing Subrina, aka Corvid, and she is the outsider.
Hey everybody, I'm Wings, also known as Danae Keener. I'm going to be playing as Chloe, who is the Doomed. That's it.
Yeah, and then I'm Alex. I'm running the show. I'm mostly here Tuesdays, Thursdays, and sometimes Saturdays, and I guess now Sundays. And then Sundays on LB's channel playing in her Masks game there. But let's talk about what happened last time, because it has been almost 2 months. Oops. So, yeah, the last time we played was February 1st, and it is March 22nd. Sorry. Life happens, folks. Anyway, so it is the start of senior year at Port Central High. The mascot is the Nervous Lobsters, as everyone, of course, remembers and loves. Subrina has stuck with her summer transformation of going full goth. Roz has been playing up being the foreign exchange student and has potentially supplanted the recently graduated Jade as the new cool kid on campus. We'll see, because it's still early days yet. Chloe, of course, was starting things off in the greenhouse and nearly was late to the first day of class. And yeah, Kevin's there too. Sorry, I'm going through the paragraph and it's basically just Kevin's there. Y'all have obviously had time together over the summer, so not too much you need to catch up on with the start of the new school year. There's a little bit of discussion about whether or not there are leads at CERN worth pursuing, especially with respect to Subrina's out-of-town guests that she has been in contact with and what's going on there, and whether or not they may be coming for a visit. She's made contact with her home planet, and there's work on getting to and from Earth in there. But that is still in process. Y'all had some thoughts and feelings about it being senior year and just wanting to be done with school, but you got one last school year to get through for most of you. It's the first day of classes. It's mostly syllabi and discussing things, especially as y'all are seniors. And the big event of the day is signing up for clubs. And so Roz went around and signed up for a whole bunch of clubs, including the fencing club, but given that she has already made such a big mark on the student body, when people see that she has also signed up for the gardening club, as you all have, there are a slew of applicants to join the gardening club as well, as they are all, I was about to say a word, but I think that's still banned on Twitch, as they are all fan personing over Roz. I know at least the word gets auto-blocked in Twitch chat. So anyway, but you had a gaggle of freshmen come to the gardening club, and given that it is your at-school cover for hanging out as your Squire Squad team, you tried to maybe gently, maybe not so gently dissuade them from joining. You did eventually whittle it down to just one freshman, Jimothy, who actually knows his stuff about gardening. And so you all decided to allow him to stay. That's maybe unkind, but yeah, he is 100% convinced that y'all are in a polycule, because someone went up to him and was like, hey, so if we just dip out at some point, as you might need to for your superhero stuff, you're not going to tell, right? And so he thinks y'all are going to go fuck. Anyway, no one was able to disabuse him of that notion, so that's going to be fun for y'all to deal with as that goes on. As soon as he leaves, Subrina changed back into her alien form, confusing Roz as to her casual display of her alienhood. I don't know if that's the right word, but you all also had to go to Paladin's HQ because you were finally having your meeting with Omna, the overall head of the organization, and you wanted to discuss your meeting with, or your encounter rather, with Mr. Master. Got to the HQ. She asked you to please go over the details of the encounter again, despite you having done so before. She did also update you as to Flint's status and how he is safe and mostly recovered, but has to remain in essentially witness protection for the time being, for his own safety. You all got into some very detailed and technical theories about what was going on with Mr. Master's power set, etc., and how you were able to fare in the encounter. And she, engaged with you in these theories and helped you evaluate some of them. But after remaining mostly quiet for most of the meeting, Chloe spoke up to ask what to do if you all run into Mr. Master again, and perhaps even bigger, what will happen if something happens to Omna, who is essentially this world's Superman. And so she tried to soothe your fears, restating, unfortunately, that the official line is to run if you encounter Mr. Master again, and not to worry about anything happening to her. She's a tough cookie, she can take it. But that was not satisfactory, and Chloe stormed out. Subrina asked for an autograph, and Roz asked why Omna, with all her power, is on the side of the angels, is a hero. And Omna said that there will always be villains abusing their powers. There need to be heroes who saw the path that the villains took and decided that it was wrong. And then, being very busy and a very important person and powerful superhero, she excused herself and got back to business. In the evening, back at Kevin's place where Roz is living with him, she attempted some more research on the magic spell to change Kevin back to normal, but has not made too much progress yet. Chloe went to the library to do some research on Mr. Master and meditate on her own powers, and had tried to recreate what she did to Mr. Master in the fight, which caused a circle of dead grass and a voice in her head to tell her, what do you think is going to happen? You're not powerful enough yet. She thought it was simply her internal monologue and went back inside. Subrina stalked Chloe using the Find My Phone feature on the phones, because y'all keep that on as teenagers, and arrived with Froyo. They had some check-ins to see how each other is doing, and complaining that the line to run from Mr. Master is bullshit if you're stuck there in front of him and you can't get away. They both agreed that adults suck, that adults don't really have things under control. They just have the illusion of that and want you to think they are in charge of things. We're almost there. I'm just being very thorough about this because, again, it's been 2 months. Subrina pointed out that they had each other as friends, and the rest of the team as well. I'm trying to see if there is the thing. Maybe it was the time before, but Subrina definitely reminded Chloe about their deal/bet. If Chloe doesn't kiss anyone, she has to kiss Subrina before the end of the school year. Yes, there was some more talk about Gareth, who is the former boss of Subrina, who is just living in her spaceship and has just been, we've tried not to think too much about why a 20-something-year-old is living with an ostensibly 18-year-old unsupervised. I mean, you're an alien. I don't know. Anyway, it's a weird situation.
He's just super chill. He's just a super chill dude.
Or is he? But they ultimately, reaffirm their friendship and part ways. Overnight, there is an attempted incursion into Kevin's home network. Kevin living in a super home powered by a powerful AI that his missing father had programmed to take care of him. The AI rebuffed it and alerted Kevin to it in the morning. And what stood out about this was that rather than just having the attack get shut down as might otherwise happen, the signal retreated and covered their tracks. So there was no way to trace back who might have done it. So clearly someone who is quite skilled at this. There was also started overnight and gaining traction a post on the popular hero wiki about that many people in this world subscribe to keep up to date on heroes and villains and the like. But there was a message on the forum that boiled down to what separates the heroes from the villains and what would keep civilians safe if a hero decided to snap and go bad. Also, the thing that happened overnight was Sabrina's and Chloe's phones, while they were asleep, had an image of an eye show up, look around, and then go dark again. Roz did check in to make sure that the attempted attack wasn't from her mom, who she is hiding from, and that's not an issue here. And Kevin also figured, well, it's not his dad because his dad programmed Elena and would have been able to get past it. So, no, not a parental hacking, which I guess depending on how you're looking at it is probably good. Maybe, I don't know. You all have complicated relationships with your parents. But on the way to school, you see on the news that there are news stations talking about this thread from the hero forums and how much it is gaining traction. And it's, it's like if Twitter discourse bled over into real life. So take from that what you will. But as you all settled in for the next day of school and the in-school news broadcast began, it was taken over in the, classic movie, fizzing of the screen, discordant images, and then flashing through various pictures and video clips of heroes and villains with a, disguised voice narrating over the top of it saying, the heroes are not who they say they are, that we live at their pleasure, and to liberate yourself before it's no longer possible. And then it started flashing through the heroes of Port Arbor, including the team, including Roz's hero persona as Fragment, who has yet to debut as a Squire. And that is where we left off. Only took us half an hour to... Well, we started a little bit late, but we are now all caught up to speed. So we'll say that broadcast just ended, and there is obviously a commotion in the room, a hubbub, and the teacher is asking for calm and trying to get y'all to settle down. There is a brief moment of opportunity for you all to have a hurried, whispered discussion. Roz is there, but because she's sitting too far away from you all to join in at this moment.
What the heck was that?
I don't know. Do we need to dip out and call?
I mean, I think so.
I'm already on it. Chloe's texting HQ right now.
What's our teacher's name?
Oh boy, I'm terrible at names.
Does she have a name or does she need a name?
Doesn't necessarily need, there is no name in my mind yet.
Okay.
Is the answer to that.
She's just the teacher from Jimmy Neutron.
Mrs. Baxter!
Yes, Sabrina.
I don't feel comfortable being in school. If they're just gonna hack our stuff, can we go home?
No, Subrina, you know I can't make that decision on my own, but I will send a message to the... Let me check my email. Maybe the administration has said something, but for now...
We're all 18 now, right?
Yeah.
Most of you, not all of you in the class are 18 yet, but...
But all of us are, right?
Yes.
Let's just check ourselves out. Let's say we're uncomfortable with it and check ourselves out. We can check ourselves out, right? We're adults.
I guess.
Alex, as an actual educator, is trying to remember what the rules of this are. But we'll say, for the sake of moving the story along, that yes, you are able to check yourselves out. Especially, Kevin, who the school is aware of your particular peculiar living circumstances at home. That you don't have a legal guardian. Well, you do. It's an AI program named Elena. But yes, so in short order, you all are able to check yourselves out. You get, a kind of hurried, vague nod from Roz that she'll try and join you as soon as she's able.
She's too popular to easily slip out.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, the curse of popularity.
As we're going out, Sabrina's just like, okay, so, like, Kirby Craft?
Yeah, probably.
Not a
Unless
bad
we want to
idea.
go really low tech. I don't know how much we care about the hacker.
I have my wristband in my skin.
Oh, that's true. Let's go to Kirby Craft.
That just means that it'd be even worse if it got
That's what I'm saying.
Oh.
Now I'm really nervous.
Sorry.
It's okay. Should we? Okay. Did the fucking who are we? Who's the person that we talked to at the squad? Who's the paladin?
There are a whole bunch. The ones you have been in contact with the most have been Hopcules, Mouseketeer. I'm trying to think who else. Those two have certainly been the most common.
I guess the better question is, who answers first?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When Chloe blows up their DMs.
Yeah. You do get a response fairly quickly of, and it's just kind of Paladin's HQ, so not someone specific. So this is a quickly formulated official response to, you see it's the BCC of Paladins, Knights, Squires. We are aware of the broadcast that has gone around the city. We are, of course, looking into this. We believe this to be the work of Whisper, which you all know to be the villainous group that deals in hacking and information and stuff. It's spelled weird. It's like a tech startup that doesn't have the vowels in it, there's like slashes instead of the. Let's see, it's like slash V S P H S P R.
Spelled with a V?
Those monsters.
It's got the two slashes to kind of emulate the W.
Such dweebs.
Yeah.
We're gonna steal their lunch money.
But yes, they
Fucking nerds.
So, we expect this. We assume this to be the work of Whisper, though we don't know who exactly yet. Paladins and Knights, you are hereby called into duty. Squires, especially the underage squires, do not go out into heroics at this point in time. We do not know. There is confirmation that every registered squire was, even if just for a frame, shown in the video. And so, we do not want you being attacked. If you do go out, try to be around the rest of your team. But at this point in time, Squires, you are not called into action.
We really jumped the gun and did the exact opposite of what we were supposed to do.
Well, it's better to plan, right? Than you know, if we had to. Anyways, do you guys want to go get like food or something?
Yeah, I'm not going back to school.
Yeah, check ourselves out. We'd look dumb if we went back.
Yeah,
It's true. They'd get upset with us too. They'd be all like, "Oh, why'd you check yourself out?" And then also come back.
yeah. Okay.
Education's not important.
So maybe we don't go on patrol, but we go for a ride, and if something happens, then something happens.
Fair enough, honestly. You guys want to get smoothies?
Hmm.
Can you take this thing through a drive-thru?
I can try. Says Subrina, who's not really trying to hide her alienness anymore.
We could walk in. That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, there is knowledge of aliens in this city, though they're not super common. So it would not be unheard of, but you probably would still cause a commotion trying to fly a non-car-sized spaceship through a drive-thru.
Oh,
Yeah.
you know, we got off school early, so obviously we need to get junk food.
Yeah. We'll stop at a gas station and like be those kids who come in really loud.
We're hoodlums.
Yes, we are.
The Gravity Falls meme of those kids.
Yeah. Sorry, I know this is like terrible audio, but this just reminds me of a tweet I saw earlier today of like, imagine you're in 7-Eleven and 4 armed people walk in, ask if they have any ballistic armor or stealth drones, try to buy energy drinks half off because they just solved a murder, and then ask the cashier if they know where the mayor lives. When he tells them, they leave a $500 tip. Adventuring parties are a menace to society.
No, fair enough.
Anyway,
I saw that too. It was amazing.
Yeah. And yeah, I posted it to our Discord earlier today, so that's another reason to join the Discord for silly memes and spicy memes and silly tweets. Anyway, now that I have thoroughly derailed us with that, y'all are getting some junk food.
That is literally what we're doing. Sans all of the adventure stuff. We don't have $500 to tip, but we are definitely raiding the energy drink cabinet.
Yes. I think Sabrina's going to attempt to see how much caffeine she can drink in one sitting.
Chloe keeps on like taking drinks out and like checking the ingredients, and she's like, "Why is there monk fruit in everything? I can't have monk fruit."
What even is it?
I don't know. It's like some sort of sweetener. Whatever. It makes me barf.
I'm sorry.
Oh, weird.
Anyways.
All right.
So, patrol? I mean,
No,
not patrol?
it's
We're not-
patrol.
No, we're not patrolling.
We're just
We're
flying
just-
around.
Yeah, going for a
Wandering
ride.
around, being ourselves, and if the bad guys decide to attack us, we'll defend ourselves.
Yeah.
Or nice.
So,
Yeah.
So yeah, you left school, got to the gas station. This is why I wish there was like a passive perception thing in this game.
We got like them Sour Patch straws that you can like pull apart.
Let me quickly check
I have Pop Rocks.
y'all's stats. This is hacking the system in a way that is not meant to be done.
Well,
Okay.
you know what?
Assess the situation.
If anything tracks as the closest thing on my character sheet, and specifically my character sheet, to a passive perception, or just knowing shit because we need to. I have under my doom sign something called Dark Visions. Mark your doom track to have a vision about the situation at hand, and after the vision, ask the GM a question. They will answer it honestly.
Okay, so do you think that is something that, given the message, the hacked video and the message from the Paladins, do you think that is something that Chloe might try and do at this point in time?
Yeah, sure. She'll have a sugar-induced introspection and subsequent overuse of her powers.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, we'll see if it's an overuse, but so yeah. Let me briefly change the music to something a little bit more tense.
The way that I imagine her dark visions working is technically like she like develops like this empathetic like connection with the plant life of the city, and then like just kind of sight jacks a plant somewhere.
Okay, that will make this very interesting. So we'll say maybe you all have, you've gotten your junk food from the gas station, you've gone outside, and as Subrina and Kevin deal with, open their food, Chloe, you go and lean against a tree, and then your vision kind of sinks into the tree and then down through the roots. And as it goes into the roots, you start picking up on like the other infrastructure in the city, which is kind of a weird, fuzzy haze to you. Like the plant life is almost crystal clear to you, given your connection and abilities. But you can, you get the big sense of plumbing and wires and whatever other infrastructure there is underground. But it's as you notice, you've probably done this a few times before, so you kind of know what to expect. And you see that the wires in particular are just on fire almost. Like they appear super active, super lit up. And so you start trying to follow some of it because you see it kind of pulsing, like sometimes it's going this way or that way. And so you follow the nearest pulse, and it brings you back above ground and into a branch of a tree. And you see that the wires are going into, a security camera on the corner of the gas station. Then you go back down and you try and follow where those wires are going. And, you start zooming across the city through root systems as you try to trace these wires. And it's, you're not entirely sure if you can follow it all the way back. It seems, there's just, you get to parts where it's so tangled with wires that are you still following the same signal? Is this something else? But you keep going until you get to the industrial part of town, and you see just the wires that are glowing are lit up. It's, I'm trying to think, a light show or something. And you try and get closer through the roots, but there's not enough plant life nearby. But you do see, as you kind of emerge out through like, a dandelion that's peeking out through the concrete, you see a warehouse with some drones flying around. And, it's not super out of the ordinary, because there are plenty of drones flying about the city on perfectly legitimate business. But you watch for a little bit and see that these drones are kind of just doing patrols almost around this warehouse. And as you kind of go back into the root system and start returning to yourself, kind of glance back towards where that confluence was, and it's that trick of like, as you at the right angle from the right perspective, you see the shape of an eye, and then you return to yourself.
Imagine her eyes were just like doing that like full like eyeball glow. And then whomp. All right, I think I've got a pretty good idea of where it's coming from.
What?
I asked the plants if they saw anything weird.
I forgot you talked to plants.
I haven't really tried it much, but I'm getting better at it.
So where are we going?
That regurgitates street corner.
Yeah, and so it's in the industrial district. There are a lot of abandoned warehouses there. There are also, it is still an active area, and so, you have a few block radius of where you think the warehouse in question might be.
I'm sorry, I'm eating Pop Rocks, which is obviously a candy, and I look to my left and I just see both of my cats sitting there looking at me as if I am eating a food that is something that they can consume. I will give them treats.
I don't know if a cat would like Pop Rocks.
Yeah, I don't know if it's safe for them, but if it was, I would be very curious to see how a cat would react to the sensation of Pop Rocks.
Not well.
Yeah.
I can't imagine.
By the way, this is Pop Rocks gum? Why would you make that? Do I have to put the whole thing in my mouth to chew to get the amount of gum that I need? Anyways, I'm sorry.
Wait, are they Pop Rocks that turn into gum?
Yes.
Sabrina, that's wild.
What, am I supposed to chew it or swallow it? But how do I put more in my mouth if I'm gonna have gum? Do I just do the whole thing?
That's beside the point.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, I got distracted. Address. I don't know exactly where it is. I've got kind of I got a good idea of the general area, but if we want to continue our little joyride. Sorry, Chloe gets distracted as Subrina just downs the rest of those Pop Rocks. That might be a good direction to go.
So I'm not saying no, but we did just kind of get in a lot of trouble for not listening to people and stuff. Do we want to this time explicitly disobey a direct order?
Well, here's how I see it. We can either go and probably not get caught, do nothing, and all of this was for nothing, or we can tell them and then they definitely know that we were doing things against orders.
Well, this isn't necessarily against orders, but what if we tell them and we have a plan and our power set is that which, with my alien technology, Pop Rock's gum is such a bad idea. Sorry. It's really bad. I was so excited for it and then it turned out so terrible. But if we tell them we have a plan and we're good and we'll just do recon, maybe they'll let us do it.
What if they don't?
Then we don't? And we go get hibachi?
That's really good. Okay, fine.
As much as I agree with you, Kevin, that I as much as I don't care and I, whatever, getting in trouble, probably shouldn't do that, huh?
Yeah, if they just attacked us, sure, we can defend ourselves, we can do our stuff, I'm fine with it. Wandering around the city and we happen to find them, cool. But they're in an industrial park, the only reason we would be there is if we were looking for them.
Yeah.
And if we catch them, we have to tell them we caught them.
That's true. That's why you're the leader, Kevin.
I don't think I should be the leader, but okay.
I have to rebel against you now, Kevin. I'm sorry. It's just the way things are.
As you all are discussing this, we'll say you're kind of next to the alley behind the gas station. Damn it, again, this is a passive perception thing, but we'll just say you all kind of see this. There's a rippling to the shadows from behind a dumpster.
Pick up the dumpster with telekinesis.
Yeah.
I mean, do you?
Yeah.
Do it.
I'm on edge. Yeah. Dumpster.
Okay, so you do, and you see it's sorry, now I'm distracted by LB's cats.
Sorry.
As they are.
They're being good cats.
They're doing good stuff over there.
Yeah. So you pick up the dumpster, and the shadow obviously moves with it, but there is a shadow figure that kind of stays there, and you see a vaguely humanoid shadowy figure kind of just standing in the alleyway.
So like a shadow isn't a shadow, or is it in the shadows? It's made of shadows.
It is made of shadows, but not in the shadow. Like, it is 3-dimensional and standing up in the alleyway.
We've had a conversation with this shadow creature before, right?
At least some of you have. I've lost track of who has had one-on-one time with it before.
And I remember it being surprisingly civil during that conversation, if a bit ominous.
Subrina, her eyes begin to glow and her hands glow, and she says, "Why are you following us?"
And the figure kind of steps forward, fully breaking away from the shadow, and still appears shadowy, but is now clearly its own being here. And it says, "I wish to know what a hero is."
What?
I saw the pictures on the rectangle, the glowing ones, and I heard what they said about heroes and villains.
Oh.
And I wish to know what is a hero.
Well, someone who protects those who can't protect themselves? Right?
Yeah, or stops people who wish to prey on others.
Someone who does the right thing even if it's hard?
Someone who will sacrifice everything to save those they love?
Sour Patch Straw?
How? What kind of understanding of morality do you have?
I am working on it. We are working on it. What makes a villain?
Someone who has no regard for other people's lives or well-being?
Willing to hurt others to further their own gains without thought of the consequences to those other people.
Someone who takes advantage of people or good things in the world for their own gain?
The bad guys.
How do you decide to be good or bad?
Usually there's a little voice inside your head that keeps reminding you that even though it's fun to do bad things, it's not the right thing to do.
That's an interesting philosophical question. It really kind of hinges on, a collectivist mindset versus an individualist mindset. And Kevin?
Yeah, so being good means to work within the group to better the group, whereas being bad is working for oneself with either purposefully or accidentally, or maybe not accident, but working for oneself and harming the group.
All for one or
to
one for
further
all.
themselves.
But to be fair, like, the definition of good and bad is different across different cultures.
So the good will encompass as many as possible. is the basic philosophy of mankind.
Yeah, more universal good. If everybody works together, for instance, like in hunter-gatherer groups, back when civilization was first being created, it was more beneficial for altruism to manifest, and people got more food and made more babies, and here we are.
As you all have been saying these things, like as there was the discussion of good and heroes, you saw the shadowy figure kind of changing to, take on the outlines of known heroes, and like it even briefly flashes through like your hero personas. And then when there's the discussion of villains, it will take on, some shapes of villains. And then as you get into like hunter and gatherer stuff, it gets a bit more confused, but you see like there's a flash of like, oh, it's like a Homo sapiens holding a spear, but then also like a flash of, a bush or a cow or things, and it's like you can tell that it is trying to keep up with the conversation, but it clearly does not fully understand everything you are telling it.
Yeah, I think that Chloe like rambles for a bit until finally she just like stops herself, and she like reaches over, grabs a stick, like holds it out to the shadow, and then snaps it. And then she reaches out and grabs a bunch of sticks, and then like shows that she can't snap it, and she's like, "More is stronger."
So, for example, what are your goals?
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
To understand, to become.
What are you?
You can't just ask people what they are.
We are both one, and I am many.
Okay. Oh. So in this instance, the good thing to do was answer your questions. It doesn't hurt anyone. It helps you and requires little sacrifice of us. If what you wanted to do was end another person's life for no reason, or for reasons purely selfish in nature, like perhaps you would grow strong, we would have to stop you. That would be the good thing to do. You'd be doing something bad.
Can you read?
Which languages?
Cool. I might have a few like book recommendations for you if like you want to learn. Chloe, like,
that's true.
Gets out a piece of paper and starts writing down like a bunch of like books on moral philosophy.
Again, the internet is real, and we can point them to experts in this matter.
She writes down a bunch of like really like wordy books on philosophy, and then she's like, "You ever see The Good Place?"
I have seen many good places.
The TV show, an old TV show.
Really old.
Chloe quickly scribbles down The Good Place at the bottom, and then like whatever streaming service it is in future world, shrip, and like hands it to Shadow Creature.
It takes a second to realize, oh, you are offering it something, and so it just stands there mutely for a second, and then it just like not even like a fully formed hand, but just like a tendril shoots out and snatches the note, and then it like once it rejoins the rest of the body, it just disappears. You don't see where it has gone.
It just absorbs the knowledge.
And as it brushed across your skin to grab the note, it's mildly unnerving, but it's not necessarily, it's by no means painful or anything. It's just like, whoa, that was a weird sensation.
So what do you want to be?
I am still deciding. the group must decide.
That's okay. We're all, still deciding a lot of things.
Are you trying to choose between
the
hero
eye is
and
watching.
villain? Oh, sorry.
Which
It's
eye?
watching.
You say which eye, and it kind of looks, and then we'll just like point at the nearest security camera and, a street lamp even. Like things that you would not think explicitly would be like monitoring devices, but some things that are electronic in nature.
Chloe kind of freezes. They know.
They know what?
About everything. They've got the city hacked.
Kevin.
Oh, telepathy.
Yeah. Do you know how to make an EMP?
I mean, of course not. No.
Okay, but really, Kevin?
But
this
really,
is serious.
I know they're made when a nuclear bomb goes off, but I don't want to do that. And also, I can't do any of those things.
Wait, isn't there a thing that we could do that just shuts down all of the power to like electrical things? Is that not a thing we can do?
That's an EMP. I don't know if they exist in this world or not. I know they exist in movies, but I know that naturally we know about them from nuclear bombs and things like solar flares.
Okay, it might be easier to cut the power to whatever city block that they're on.
Wait. Could I do it?
Be an EMP?
What?
Well, I have like solar abilities, right? Kind of. Do I? No.
I mean,
Hold on.
You've got light powers.
Right.
so
I have
a solar flare is
helikinesis.
There's a lot of energy, like a whole lot. I don't know. You might be able to do it with light. I don't know enough.
Okay.
Like, for example, I know you can make a black hole with light. I don't know how you do it. I know it can be done, but
I mean, I manipulate solar energy. That's what I do.
yeah. So I mean, maybe, but you'd have to like let a lot of it out. Like a solar flare is an insane amount of energy. Now, I mean, granted, that is energy that then travels a huge distance and impacts the Earth. So maybe you don't have to let out that much.
You guys don't think that maybe this is sort of like an overkill sort of thing that you're postulating in front of the highly impressionable young creature?
We're doing in our head.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah, this has been a whispered or a mental conversation, but even at the speed of thought, it is going. No, it's taking some time, and as you glance back in the alley to point at the impressionable young being, you see that it is gone.
Wow. All right. Wanted to ask him if he was choosing between being a hero and a villain.
I'm gonna
Next
call
time.
him Jebri.
I think sooner or later we all do. Jebri.
Jebri. It's like Jeffrey and Bree.
No. It's a common name in this future world that we live in. Why else would we have somebody named Jimothy?
Fair.
Jimothy is a classic name that has persisted through the ages. It is from a noble bearing. If you want to know about Jimothy, go watch Elegant Suffering and Elegant Magics on our YouTube channel. Yeah, let me just quickly take a note of this before I forget that you have named the shadowy being Jebri. How do you
Jebri.
spell that, LB?
Just replace the F's with B's. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Jeffrey.
Yeah,
Or
Jeffrey.
Jebri.
Jebri.
Yeah.
I came across a name earlier today that was Jeffrey, like the E and the R at the end were swapped, and it threw me. Anyway, let's see.
Jeffrey.
And yes, Raven, there is a Jimothy in this campaign. There is canonically a Jimothy in every GGK game.
There must be. This is
Yeah.
the way.
Oh, okay. Sorry, there was no Jimothy. Was there a Jimothy in
I think
the
we
Burbs?
tried to put one in the Burbs at some point.
There weren't enough NPCs in that game to put a Jeffrey in there. A Jeffrey. Jimothy.
You got
Whichever one. Yeah. Next time, Jimothy is in all the games. I'll know that for when I prep the next day.
Make a note. You got to knock it out right at the beginning.
Yeah,
it's all like
right away.
Have the first NPC walk up and say, "I'm Jimothy."
Hello, everyone.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah. So, shadowy figure is now named Jeffrey. According to the group, you've been discussing whether Subrina's abilities would be able to do
an EMP.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, if you haven't done it before, I don't think that now's the time to try and figure it out. But
now you said I might be able to make a black hole. Now is definitely the time for that. I can go home.
Well,
wait,
a black hole isn't a good thing.
Did I make it so I came here? Did I do that?
Almost certainly not, right? Like, can't all your people do this stuff?
Depends.
Wait, we need to walk it back a little bit because you're mistaking a black hole for a wormhole. A wormhole is like, a hole teared through like space-time that lets you not time travel, like space travel. But a black hole is a gigantic gravity well that sucks everything in and spaghettifies it until it's dead.
I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that one.
Yeah,
I mean, it might also be
a
wormhole, but we'll never know. Because once you get in, you can never get out.
Well, let's not do that then.
You do get out, but it's infinitely in the past when the black hole instead existed as a white hole. But anyways, it's a weird thing.
I mean, Sabrina's people might know. They're, as far as I can tell, they're way more advanced than we are.
I could talk to my parent the next time we're in contact.
Yeah. Yeah, if they know if you can make an EMP or not, have at it.
Okay.
Yeah, they're probably the one who knows that. What's
Anyways,
an EMP?
The things in the movies that just cuts all the power.
It stands for electromagnetic pulse, so I imagine magnets are involved.
Lots of magnets. Anyways, we're getting off topic. Should we talk to the paladins?
Magnets.
Yeah.
How do they work?
Absolutely. But they said anything with a screen. So we
have to go
to get close, and I will psychically tell one of them what's the what.
Okay. We're all just like making eyebrows at each other while we speak in our minds.
I am gonna let y'all do what y'all will, but I'm just imagining this idea of you all go all the way over to Paladin's HQ, but not inside to tell someone with your mouths. You just tell them psychically.
Yeah.
From like out on the street.
We just have to get close enough for them to be in my psychic range. I don't know what it is.
As far as anybody knows, we're just fucking teenagers. Like, we're gonna take this hangout sesh outside Paladin HQ.
What's a restaurant nearby that it will not be suspicious when we go there after you guys just ate snacks?
Hibachi.
Oh yeah, we were just talking about hibachi, so let's legitimately go there.
Yeah.
And then I will psychically.
Damn it, now I want hibachi. But no, Paladin's HQ is downtown. There are plenty of fancy hibachi restaurants downtown that you could go to, and maybe not quite so close to HQ, you could find a more affordable hibachi place as well, but certainly in the direction of going to HQ.
All right. Who's a paladin we trust?
I can't answer that.
Mighty Mouse.
Mouseketeer.
Okay.
Mighty Mouse.
A very much copyrighted figure.
Oh, that's right. Sorry. Mickey Mouse.
I assume Mighty Mouse is still copyrighted.
Maybe not. Who knows?
Mighty Mouse has got like a theme song, doesn't he?
Hmm?
Oh, we probably shouldn't sing.
I used to watch it as a kid. Yeah.
So
I don't remember it at all.
Yeah. You start heading downtown. How are you getting downtown?
Kirby Craft.
Yeah, we took it here. It'd be weird if we didn't take it somewhere else. We got to keep the behavior up, like we don't know.
Yes, but you have pointed out, like, potentially all electronics are sus, so just, it's up to y'all. I'm just reminding you of a thing you have all discussed amongst yourselves. Subrina, does the Kirby Craft run on electricity?
Probably, but it's probably solar powered. Since it is so, her planet. Well, I don't remember the logistics of how we got the Kirby Craft. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah, no, that's fair. It just kind of is there.
If it's something that I built with stuff from my planet, it's probably solar powered.
Okay. But
still electrical in nature. Or maybe it's close to what she has, how her powers work. I don't know. Yeah, that's a you thing. I'm not gonna think about that. Yeah. I'm still working on the.
If it's solar powered, it's got to have like a crazy efficient battery.
Oh yeah.
So you all are reasonably confident the Kirby Craft will be safe enough. Though you do know it's not a Faraday cage because you are able to get cell signal in and out of it. But you load into the Kirby Craft and start flying downtown.
A bunch of magnets and some chicken wire and make a Faraday cage.
Yeah.
And there's probably internet access in as well for Gareth to play all his video games.
That's true. There has to be.
Oh, what if it's Gareth? He's the bad guy.
Gareth's the hacker.
Hey,
give us your lunch money, Gareth.
Okay. Sorry, just taking notes. Gareth is the hacker.
Right, yeah. So, I'll try and contact, now I can only think of Mighty Mouse, Mouseketeer.
Yep.
On the way over.
I looked up the theme song and now it's playing in my head constantly.
Whoops.
Why did I do this to myself?
Might be able to get it out with the Underdog theme song.
Oh.
But yeah. I'll try and reach out to Mighty Mouse.
Mouseketeer.
Or yeah, Mouseketeer. Darn it. It's in my head. I'm gonna say it until the next time we play.
So yeah, we'll say that you are going through, you're in the Kirby Craft, you're flying, you get to Paladin's HQ, and you see it's not like there's a panic or anything, but you do see like a hero flying out as another one comes in to report, because you remember from the message earlier that all paladins and knights have been called to duty. And so as you are flying around, where are you going? Are you landing and trying to get close inside? Are you just going to go hover outside his office window, or
how close do I need to be to do the psychic? Do I have to see him?
To ensure a connection, yes. If you wanted to try and reach out more, you could try to unleash your powers and see how that goes.
Sure. I'll unleash the powers.
That's a freak roll. You all are very freaky at the moment. Okay, so mixed success means it is either you take a condition, or I'll tell you how it's unstable or temporary.
I'll take a condition.
Okay. So you can decide on that and tell us in a minute, but as you approach Paladin's HQ, because again, you all are concerned about, they told the Squires not to do anything, but also you have very pertinent information. And so you reach out psychically, and it's, you're maintaining a distance to make sure that you don't, because the Kirby Craft has camouflage, and you don't want to be, you don't want one of the flying heroes to bump into you So there's the distance, there's the fact that you're not exactly sure where Musketeer is, but you start pushing out your perception, and as you are trying to, you're kind of pinging the mines that you come across to see, is this Musketeer? And there's a lot of mines in there, and it starts to get a little bit overwhelming, but you focus and you push through, and you gather that you found Musketeer gearing up about to head out to do hero work, just based on where you finally get a sense of the mine's location in the building. And so what do you do?
Just go, Musketeer, this is Chrysalis. I'm speaking to you psychically.
Oh, mon Dieu, Chrysalis, what are you doing? The squires are not on duty?
Correct. Yes. Well, we preemptively checked ourselves out of school before we found out we were supposed to stay put. But, so Hemlock has received a vision from plants, something that we didn't know was a thing. But, and it's got a pretty strong idea of where these people are, and I'll give them the kind of location. And in a completely unrelated note, we saw the shadow guy thing that we've been seeing around a little bit. I don't know how up to date you are on that, but
tell him his name is Jebri.
They said that the one that we're all after, the heroes are after, referring to what we believe to be Whisper, he called them the Eye, sees a lot of stuff or whatever, and pointed out that basically anything that is electronic, it can see through. It pointed out like a security camera and then like a street light.
This is a lot to take in. Okay. Thank you for the information. I will process it. And
so you understand then why we're doing this, is that the idea is that if the address of this place shows up anywhere within sight of electronics.
Yes, okay. Taken under advisement, yes. Okay. I will need to do some things over here. You all should do as you were instructed and go not do hero stuff for the moment.
We'll be eating hibachi, and I'll say the restaurant at the restaurant.
Okay. Merci beaucoup. I need to get to work.
All
right, and you break off that connection. Just so that we are aware, what condition did you take for that to happen?
I took guilty. I figured I'd maybe feel bad about breaking the rules, and also probably hearing little snippets of a lot of people's thoughts trying to find Musketeer. Probably heard some things they did not want me to.
Okay. Make sure I have notes on the relevant information from that conversation.
Did we take a water break?
Chat has redeemed water break.
Oh. That's a soda.
I don't have any water. I can use a different soda that doesn't have caffeine in it.
Okay. So you have passed along the information. Are you actually all going to get hibachi now?
We told them we would.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to eat any. I don't know how hibachi feels about a giant metal bug man taking up some of their seats, but...
I mean, they're probably fine with it. I mean, it's one of those. Yeah, it's probably one of the Benihana style ones. So the big tables, and so you're just like taking up both seats on one of the ends, and then you've got Chloe and Sabrina next to you, and then there's a family. The two dads, two kids, and one of the little boys is just like will not stop staring at you, and one of the dads keeps being like, "Junior, stop!" But it's just like, wow, it's a big metal bug. Like, he's not actually saying that he is better behaved than that, but he is just like, this is the best thing he's ever seen.
Got it. All right, it's fine.
Yeah.
This is so boring. I want to go save people and hunt things.
Are any of you checking your phones at all throughout this?
Constantly.
Okay. Good to know. I will say, as you are like sitting down to hibachi, you get, like when, I forget if we've come up with a Twitter analog in here, but when Twitter pushes a story you think you might be interested in, but this is a much more local one. It's like, visitors at Port Arbor Library report weird. I'm trying to think of how they would put it to be, the most sensational news line possible. Like, report weird blackout that sweeps across the library.
A blackout at the library? Hey guys, there was a blackout at the library.
All right.
That's weird. I was just there yesterday.
And
After
it wouldn't
hibachi.
be weird for us to go there today.
Yeah. It's a normal teen thing to do. Go
People
to the
do
library.
that.
Yeah, let's go hang out at the library. Yeah, we've got like homework or something, right?
Yeah. Do we have... Wait. No, we don't have homework. Yeah, I mean,
It's
yes.
the first day of school and we left like 18 minutes into it. I don't think we have any homework.
I don't know what your homework is.
We could read the syllabus like a good student and figure it out.
Do we even have? I mean, I guess they probably email them, right? But
That's
Yeah,
true.
I mean, there's all sorts of online class resources at this point.
yeah.
But we could go to the library and print off our syllabuses.
That's
Why?
very true. We're gonna go to the library. That's a great idea for us.
Okay. So we'll say, I mean, it would be an easy bus ride. You've also obviously got the Kirby craft still. But yeah, well, it's almost time for our break. So I will say, you finish up hibachi. You tip as well as high school students can. And as you are heading back outside to, get back into the Kirby craft, do we want to come up with a funny name for the hibachi restaurant? I promise this is potentially relevant.
So I'm so bad with this.
Yeah, I got nothing. All I can think of is Harryhausen's, which is the name of the restaurant from Monsters Incorporated, and
Yeah.
it's not even a good joke. It's a reference. It's an animation reference.
Yeah. So we'll say that as you are kind of your
Kogi Grill.
Gogi Grill, sure. As you are leaving, this is just a little bit for the audience. None of you noticed this, but the O in the like neon sign out front kind of shimmers for a second, and the O becomes an eyeball that watches you all leave, and then will shimmer and turn back into the normal neon O.
Oh God.
And on that note, it's time for us to take a break. So we are going to go refresh ourselves, get us some more, we hydrate, as chat has requested that we do. So hydrate, snacks, stretch, take your meds, all that good stuff. we'll be back in 10 to 15 minutes, so don't go anywhere. Welcome back, Internet. Thank you for sticking with us over the course of our break, and we are ready to go. So we discussed a little bit off stream, but I did ask the group how much they've been discussing their plans and such in front of Gareth on the Kirby Craft, since someone in the group suggested that maybe Gareth is the hacker. So now I have to, of course, be evil GM and make them uber paranoid. And so the consensus was basically, all the serious conversations they are carrying out through Kevin's, telepathic conference call. But they are discussing the things of like, oh, we're going to go downtown and go get hibachi and stuff out loud in front of Gareth as well. Because it would probably be too weird if y'all just like entered the Kirby Craft and then did not talk. So.
Honestly, I feel like Gareth would barely notice. He's kind of that guy. But.
Or is he?
He's not.
Unless he's the hacker. In which case it'd be super weird.
So. You finished up at Hibachi. You saw this local news article about a weird blackout at a nearby library. I don't have a clear understanding of my own city's geography. A library somewhere in the city. And
the library that was in the thing.
Yes, and it was the library that Chloe had been to the other day. So you all decided, maybe we should go check this out. Wouldn't it be weird to be at the library and we can sort of do hero stuff still? And as the group was leaving the restaurant, an electronic sign, even though it was a, classic neon sign, it's still, an O in the name of Kogi Grill turned into an eyeball and seemed to be watching them, but they did not see this. So you load back up into the Kirby Craft and head out to the library.
Yes. Well, what Subrina wants to do. She is going to use her alien technology to not hack, but hack into the computer system and see if there's anything else there that shouldn't be, like somebody else hacking in.
Okay. And this is into the Kirby Craft itself?
No, into the computers in the...
when you get to the library.
Mm-hmm. Actually, it would probably be easier to do it to, like, the lights. Because there shouldn't be anything relaying into there besides electricity. Okay. So I'm going to try and wire in and see what I can do.
Yeah. I guess, is this more...
I have an alien tech. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so go ahead and roll that, please.
Okay, I'm going to roll plus freak. That is a 7. On a hit, you create a device that can do something impossible once and then fizzle.
Okay.
So I'm going to do that. Please.
And you are checking to see if there is some kind of abnormal signal within the...
Yeah, I'm all like, part of Subrina is looking for like a maybe biological thing, but something that shouldn't be there, basically, besides electricity.
Okay. So yes, you do that, and so you briefly, you're flying along. Subrina has this idea, and the crew craft, shudders to a halt. You lower down next to the nearest street pole, open the door, and use your alien tech to attach in. And you do get you get some readings that seems like, okay, you've got this many amps and watts and joules in the power grid, because you are essentially just getting into the city's power grid here. Mm-hmm. And you do get the sense that maybe there's something else going through.
Okay.
And depending on how Chloe described her vision earlier, it kind of comes in pulses. So it's not a constant, it's a pulse.
Okay.
And as you kind of dial in your instruments to try and figure out what that is, the pulses reverse and then stop.
I would like to document the pulse so we can identify it later.
Okay.
I just pictured whatever it is on the other side just going, oh. That's nothing here.
Kind of. Do you continue on to the library at that point, or
yeah. Sorry, I was either at the library or just outside.
Yeah. As you approach the library, which I should type correctly in my notes and not the library. As you approach, because the library takes up a whole city block on its own, so there's, like it's not quite a park, but there is plenty of like greenery and stuff on the city block as well. And you see like there is people still coming out of the library, and you see what appears to be some staff like waving people out, and there's a crowd gathering of like people who are walking by. It's like, what's going on? And people who apparently have just left the library.
Change into Corvid. Should we check it out since we're here anyways?
I mean, sure. This could conceivably not be the same thing, right? It's a library.
Yeah, we're just going to study. Okay.
Maybe we should just be our normal selves, and then if we see what's going on,
she kind of like frumps, changes back into her normal self. Fine. Pop out. Find somebody who seems to know what they're doing. What's going on?
So you approach. There's still like one librarian at like holding the door open, waving people out, and there's another who is kind of at the bottom of the steps, and they turn towards you and like, oh no, please. We had some kind of weird power thing. It should be fine, but we're waiting until we can have have it checked out.
Are there heroes on the way?
We put in a call and was told that that someone would be on the way, but they also suggest that we call the police, and you see that there is like a cop car showing up at this point, but yeah, it was I don't know. There was a news story that said it was a power outage, but it wasn't really a power outage. It was, we were all in there, and then just like this wave of darkness or shadow swept over everything in the building.
A shadow, huh? Did it focus on any area in specific that you noticed?
We didn't see, it happened, and people started to scream, and then it kind of escalated from there. No one seems hurt, and like
Good.
gestures, and like there are some people, there's maybe a person like sitting on the steps kind of having a mild panic attack, but beyond that, no one seems harmed in any way.
Wouldn't be like where you keep like TV shows or philosophy books.
I don't know. It swept, like I said, kind of swept over everything, and
yeah. Well, you know what? Waiting for heroes is probably a good idea. Just, to be safe.
And so, sorry, I do need to ask you to,
That's fine. Retreat a little bit. Did we do this? Was this us?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
100%.
Okay. Should I just Corvid and then go in and make sure what's going on?
Let's just all go in.
Okay.
What'd you name Shadow guy?
Jeffrey.
Jeffrey. All right.
Let's go see him.
We don't know Jeffrey's intentions really.
Yeah, good idea. Okay. Go behind a bush. There's a green flash. Corbett flies out. Hello,
Same
citizens.
Bush. I grow spikes.
Evan's secret superpower that even he's not aware of is the plausible deniability of people just not paying attention to the shifts between the Kevin and Chrysalis. People's minds just blank over for a second.
Chloe walks out and then walks back in as Hemlock. Like, I imagine whenever she turns into Hemlock, she, like, and is in public, she'll just, like, go into some, like, bushes or behind a tree or something.
Mm-hmm.
Just in a line, walk behind a bush and then come out the other side of the heroes.
Exactly. Right. Well, it's like doing like the weird like mystique like
Yeah. Mm. Hello, citizen. You called for assistance from heroes?
Oh, yes. I didn't think you'd get here so quickly. But yes. There was a weird shadow or darkness swept across just the whole building, and some people started to panic, and so we decided to evacuate until someone could.
She puts her hand on her shoulder. You did well. We'll take it from here.
Oh, thank you. Yes, okay. And like they'll move past and start. They go and interface with the cop who is walking up, and
yeah, we go in.
I think that Hemlock looks back at the cop as we walk by, and she's gonna reach out to Kevin with her mind and say, we better make this quick just in case they report us to HQ.
Yeah, good idea. Is that how the cops work? I don't know. I really should probably know.
Yes, there is very much a relationship between the various civilian civil enforcement services. I'm trying to think, because when I created this world, I wanted to minimize cops. This is a world where defund the police worked, and there are the appropriate civil services in place, but I couldn't come up with a name for this particular civil service in this moment, so it's the cops.
Well, I can imagine that 911 911 operators have access to all kinds of different government dispatch, and I just imagine that the paladins are in that rotation.
So the appropriate civil services come, and given the unknown nature of this, you see a few different vehicles start to roll up and handle things. But they are largely on crowd control at this point, because they see heroes here taking point. So they are, you have the reasonable assumption that they will leave you to do your work, for now at least.
We move in.
Okay. So you go into the library, and it's
music changes.
Yeah, I mean it's not that necessarily the happy music anymore. So you go in, and it's an empty library. The librarian described some people as starting to panic, but it looks like people just got up and left. Maybe an overturned chair here or there. So you make your way through. You go past, there's the bank of public computers over to one side that are, on. I was going to say flickering, but we're well past the stage of CRT monitors. They're probably not flickering anymore. Go past those. You've got, the welcome area over to one side. This is a multi-story library, and so there are stairs or escalators up to the other floors. Escalators are still going as normal. And there's plenty of books all around. You all have been here before. One of you possibly knows the philosophy section. Or rather, I am assuming that is where you are going based on some of the questions earlier, but what do you all do? You have a largely deserted library at your disposal.
Jebri? Are you here?
He doesn't know that name.
Oh. Hello?
You should light the place up. We're not going to see him in the dark.
Oh, okay.
I guess I should clarify it. The lights are still on. So, like I said, it seems like people just left. But...
Hello? Shadow friends?
Chloe's going to start wandering down, like, book shelves.
Okay.
Philosophy section's probably a good place to start, honestly.
Mm-hmm. And are you splitting up? Are you all sticking together? What's the plan here?
Splitting up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Take philosophy. I'll look in the TV section in case he's going after the good place.
I'll do a flyover the rest of the place.
Okay. So, Chrysalis, you'll make your way over to the computer banks, because that's where they would have access to digital media. Hemlock, you make your way towards the philosophy section, and Corvid, you take to the skies, as it were, and try and get an overview. Let's see. We'll start with Hemlock. As you get to the philosophy section, you hear a small thumping or thudding that you recognize to be kind of the sound of books falling off of shelves.
We'll come around the corner. Follow the sound of falling books.
And you see just kind of one by one on the shelves, a book will kind of rattle and then slide off onto the floor. And then coming out of that book, you see, the very cartoony, very animated, with just a shape will launch out of it and into the next book on the shelf.
Aw, baby.
And then shutter, and then and so on.
Chloe's gonna reach out with a vine, with vines, and start like picking up books off of the floor and not reshelving them, but putting them on the cart that you're supposed to put them on, rather than reshelving books yourself. And she'll say out loud, "Oh, buddy, we got to talk about library etiquette."
There's a book that was starting to shake. It pauses, and then it will this one will fall off the shelf, but fall open, and like emerging from the pages is just like a shadowy head, and it's just a silhouette. There are no features to make out. It's like, there's etiquette. I have not found that section yet.
Creepy. Guys, he's over here.
So before you all get there, though, because there's going to be stuff happening in each of your sections.
Oh no.
So we'll continue on with the Hemlock and shadowy, I guess, Jebri.
Let me teach you about the Dewey Decimal System.
Yeah. So that's starting to happen. Corvid, as you are flying around, you get up towards the ceiling, and you do see that there are some security cameras around, and as you are flying up and towards the ceiling, some of the lights start to flicker at your approach, and you notice that the security cameras, some of them are the ones that are just like in the dome, but some are like the classic like CCTV camera, and they all seem to be tracking you as you fly around.
Corvid notices this, and I don't know what she would do. She is going to fly up to one of them and like go in front of one of the ones that is tracking her, and sort of bring up her wrist and tap her thing, and then she's going to attempt to hack it and make sure that it's the same thing.
Okay. So I believe this will be alien tech again.
Yep. Rolling my freak, baby. It's another 7. Exactly the same.
All right. So you link yourself into the security camera, and it's much easier to find these pulses since you have a reading of it before, and they are there. And as they once again apparently notice you noticing them, they kind of move away, but not so far away this time. This time you were able to notice they move down towards the digital media section. Chrysalis, you are moving over, you walk past that computer bank, and you notice it fairly quickly that like as you walk past the screens, like with a normal person and normal vision, they wouldn't be noticing this, but since you have your extrasensory perception, you notice that like as you pass each screen, it flickers and then becomes an eye that is turning to watch you. And if you try and turn your head, they will all like flicker and go back to what they were. But again, you have special senses, and so you know that things are not what they seem.
Are there any like pen and paper around on any of these desks or anything that just got left?
Someone left a notebook in their backpack and stuff at one of the stations.
I want to telekinetically write on a piece of paper, what do you want, and have it float in front of one of these screens that's an eyeball while I nonchalantly act like I'm still looking for Jebri.
Yeah. As you do that, it's at this point that all the power in the building seems to go out. And so back over with Hemlock and Jebri, the power goes out. Jebri apparently looks around, emerges fully from a book to be like, not sticking out of the book anymore. It's like, I did not do that. We did not do that. Corvid, you notice that like the signals you were tracking just kind of cut out immediately, but also not quite. Like the pulses stopped, but they're still there. The energy is still there, just like stopped the flow of electricity in the building.
Corvid lights up. So her eyes and her gas mask illuminate this green light over everything, and then the light behind her cape, behind her body in her cape, sort of illuminates the area. Guys?
And
where are you?
Chrysalis, you down at the computer banks, they, again, all seemed to turn off. You get the the mildly terrifying feeling you get when a fully powered computer suddenly shuts off with no warning, and you're like, oh no, what happened?
Yeah.
But then, even though it seems like the power's off, the monitors turn back on, and they start, they're just like a message starts to appear across all the monitors. We wish to test you, young heroes. It says heroes, but then at the end it does parentheses question mark. And once that message happens, the monitors flicker again, and then there's the most discordant dial-up sound as like all the power in the building suddenly turns back on, but like the lights are getting brighter than they have any right to be. The glow from the monitors is expanding out past what it should be able to do. And even over in the philosophy section, like, some of the nearby lights, it's growing brighter and brighter. And Corvid, up by you, the security cameras suddenly whip around to you, and they start shooting out a beam that you feel yourself caught in, and then like slowly deatomizing, maybe? Like, it is a very unsettling experience. And then, Kevin, you feel that too, as like the monitors shoot out beams and catch you, and you're not sure what's happening. And then Hemlock, with you and Jebri, again, same thing. There's a security camera that turns to look at you and catches you both in its beam.
Can I try and whip Jebri away?
Sure. I think that's going to be a defense on one roll, so please roll plus savior, unless you have something that would change this.
That's a good question. It's been a while since we've played. I'm going to double check. When you commit yourself to save someone or defeat a terrible enemy, mark a condition and take +1 ongoing to all rolls in direct pursuit of that goal. Am I able to do that now?
If you want, I mean, that might be a bit excessive.
I mean, I'm starting to feel a little bit like I'm starting to feel a little attached to this guy. I'm gonna commit myself to Jebri.
Okay.
Like, you know what? I'm committing myself to saving him in more than one way. Like, I want to like save him from becoming a villain. Like, basically, I want to try and like make sure that he winds up on the right side of the tracks.
Okay. Jebri isn't sure if it's ready for that level of commitment, but so
that's okay. I'm only gonna push him away. I'm gonna go with angry for the condition I'm marking. And I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna try and push him. I'll push him. That's superior, right? No, savior, obviously.
Yes.
Okay,
so
here
you will get +1 to this roll.
Yes. Bop, and then I tell it how much I'm gonna get for that. +1 and bop. Oh no!
Ooh.
Oh no!
Okay.
Jebri, get out of here!
So, and I will say, because y'all are split up, there's no opportunity for a team from the pool. And spending team selfishly also doesn't save you here. So, let me see. Does defend someone say what happens on a miss?
That's a good question. Doesn't say so on the.
Yeah. So I do think perhaps, I mean, at the very least, you have exposed yourself to danger or escalated the situation here.
For sure.
I
defend
think,
someone. Here, hold on.
Yeah. Yeah, you roll plus savior. On a hit, you keep them safe. So apparently on a miss, you don't.
Yeah, I guess so. He's coming with, it sounds like.
Yeah. So as you try to shoot the vines out to save Jebri, get them out of the way, because of Jebri not quite being physical, it takes, the first vines kind of just whip through, and Jebri at first kind of stumbles back in what you take to be a reaction of shock. And they start to say, are we fighting? But that's as much as they get before the beam from the security camera sweeps across both of you, and you both kind of de-atomize.
Oh,
and
boy.
You all very quickly, because we're moving at the speed of light at this point, essentially, find yourselves in essentially Tron, as you have been pulled into the digital realm. And let me change the music, because things are gonna get dicey here in a second. So you find yourself in a Tron version of the library, and it's weird because it's like you're in the library, but also everywhere there are electronics is emphasized more. So the stacks of just books and stuff is a small rendered part of this, whereas the computer banks is the main focus, and wherever there are the security cameras, those look like they have now been replaced with big fuck off laser turrets almost. And you do find yourselves in polygonal versions of yourselves grouped together in the lobby of the library. And you do see that next to Hemlock is also Jebri, and it's not quite like Missino from Pokemon, but it is a very glitched out figure. It's it's like when you have a hidden character in a game that you haven't unlocked yet, but also more glitched than that. And so you all have a moment to take stock.
Guys, can I shift?
Yes. Yeah, but whatever you shift into is still polygonal.
What the hell is happening?
I don't know. I asked it, what did it want, and then this happened.
Crystallis, you're supposed to know these things!
Why the heck would I know this?
Oh no.
This hasn't happened to me before.
Hemlock, are there natural things here? Are we? Where are we? Are we in the computer? Are we in the Matrix?
Chloe's gonna reach out for any sort of nature in here.
It is difficult. There is almost no connection to nature at all. Mm-hmm. And you are realizing whatever powers you're able to manifest here are going to come solely from inside you. And there is, as you are kind of questing out with your powers, you hear that voice in your head. It's like, all right, time to shine. And you suddenly feel a surge of confidence at that you'll be fine in here. Your powers are still gonna work. You don't need nature for your powers to function. And as you all are reacting to that and figuring out what's going on, a big digital face suddenly renders in front of you, floating in the sky, it is both impossibly big and near enough that you could interact with. I had to stop myself from just saying all your base are belong to us. But it begins, and it is, old school graphics. It is a mix of Andros from Star Fox 64, but not a monkey. No, that is basically what you are dealing with here, is big, giant, floating head face. because it's more rendered than the whatever it is in Tron. I don't remember that, what it's called. But, and it speaks out to you in a booming voice. You claim to be heroes. What makes you better than us, the villains? And like 2 hands render and do the air quotes.
I guess it depends on your definition of better.
Yeah, are you serious, Zordon? You know what the heck makes us better than you. We don't kidnap people and make them test themselves against stuff just because we want to. You know what you're doing. This is textbook gaslighting nonsense.
The face kind of, it's almost like there's a hitch in the rendering, like the whatever its animation cycle was kind of stops for a second and then it like recompiles. Be that as it may, you are in my domain now, and I make the rules here.
Yeah, you know what? We kicked someone's ass in the library before who made the rules up, all right? So, you know, not even original. So
it kind of stutters again. It's like, note to self, compile better monologue script.
Dang, Kevin.
I
Dang,
know.
Crystal.
I'm
But-
sorry.
Killing
That's
it.
just
It's been a long day.
No, don't be
But-
sorry.
No, it's amazing.
But as you are giving it sass, we'll say that Corbett and Hemlock, you notice the laser turrets are starting to like whir up and turn towards you all, and the face starts talking again and
I have
says,
a question.
One last question before you face your doom.
Thank you. Is this like the Matrix where if you die in here, you die in real life? Or is this like a dream where if we die in here, we wake up?
I'm trying to think if how they would answer that.
You want teenage sass? Here it is.
The face kind of looks at you and you feel like the full weight of this, again, impossibly large gaze bearing down upon you. And it says, you are in screenshots domain. My rules... I lost the second part of that sentence. My rules, my power, your lives. And the laser turrets start firing. So let's enter into battle against a dangerous foe, shall we?
Like right before
Woo!
she's like, so Matrix. Ah!
All right. Let's see who is controlling the team pool, because I also did not put one in
I
for
am.
the start of the session. So
Okay.
you can do that. Adding team to the pool. When you enter battle against a dangerous foe as a team, add 2 to the team pool.
Okay.
We then need to decide who is the leader in this encounter.
I mean, I think Kevin's in charge. He seems to be.
It's true. He's the one who's like fucking tearing this guy apart.
all right.
Okay, so if the leader has influence over every teammate, add another team.
You have influence over me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
put in my
you-
sheet.
Yep, you're influenced by me. I influence
But
you as
does
well.
Jebri count as the team for this? No.
No.
That would complicate things too much.
Is he an adult?
I think he's brand new. I think he baby.
Yeah.
Like hive
He's
mind.
brand new.
Okay, does everyone have the same purpose in the fight?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Survive.
Yeah.
Don't die, get out. Save
Another-
Jebri.
Save Jebri, honestly.
Yep, so add another team. This is, so as like the turrets start firing up, like, I'm saying this before I forget, and we'll get back to the team stuff in a second, but like as things kick off, like you blink and it's like suddenly you have a video game HUD over your vision, and it does pop up in one corner, survive. Like objective, survive.
Yeah, the bars for the what's it called when there's a video in between games? Shit.
Cinematic?
Yeah, the cinematic bars fall away and then the HUD flies up.
Yeah. Okay.
Cutscene. That's the one.
If any team member mistrusts the leader or the team, remove a team.
We trust each other.
Hell yeah.
Okay, but if your team is ill-prepared or off-balance, remove a team.
I mean, a little bit!
Yeah, no, I don't think we were expecting to get dot matrixed.
Yeah, definitely not.
Yeah, so if you want, the leader of the team can mark a condition to avoid removing the team from the pool, but y'all probably have enough. How much team do you have?
7.
A number.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Thanks today.
We're gonna help out a lot today.
Yeah. Okay, so you have 7 team in the pool. The lasers have started firing. We'll say that you scramble for now, but you like split up so that you don't get shot by the lasers, and so some of the turrets start tracking you. They kind of sweep past Jebri, who hasn't really moved much yet, but also the turrets aren't like focusing on them at all, so perhaps for the moment they seem to be okay. But what do you all do?
Oh, good question. I'm gonna power up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Hey guys, just so you know, I've got a lot of consequences marked right now.
What?
Conditions?
A lot of conditions, that's the one. Sorry, I'm playing so many systems nowadays. All right. Yeah, I've got a lot of conditions marked nowadays. Roll them. That's a 9. On a 9, I get
I believe you get 3 burn, but a condition as well.
What are you at? 4?
Well,
Is this a thing we can help on? Because that would bump you to a 10, right?
Yeah.
It would bump
in
me to a
LP's
10.
game, we've allowed team to be used here.
Mm-hmm.
I would recommend helping me with that because well, it wouldn't take me down completely, but I do just have 2 empty conditions at this point. So
Yeah.
I've got 3 out of 5 marked right now.
So how do you power up? What does it look like?
It's literally her just summoning a bunch of vines, essentially.
Okay.
Like that rasping, slithering sound.
Yeah,
Anybody ever seen like the original Teen Titans cartoon, where when Raven like goes like beast mode and like she just like rises up off the ground, her like cloak gets really long and tentacles start going everywhere, and then there's like the 4 red eyes, and she's just like, "I'm going to consume you, Dr. Light." No?
Yeah, no, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
It's something along those lines.
Okay. So I'm gonna say the way I help is Corvid takes, as she begins to manifest her powers, Corvid sees that she's about to get hit by a laser and kind of like does a fastball special and like tosses her off to the side as she completes the transformation unhindered.
Excellent. So on a 10, I get
You get the 3 burn, but no condition.
yeah.
All right. So you have powered up. You have your 3 hold. What do you do?
I'm gonna make a moat. Create a barrier that will hold back threats as long as you keep your attention on it. So that's what I'm gonna do. First of all, I'm gonna make a moat. I'm gonna make sure that Jebri's inside it.
Okay. So You dodge the initial barrage of lasers and then kind of double back to Jebri powering up as you go, getting the assist from Corvid, and then kind of as like the next turret sweep is gonna get towards Jebri, you land, and because I believe before you did this out of vines and stuff that you like burst from the ground.
I think that the way that this looks is that like it's not even necessarily a wall of vegetation. It's just like vines that are like whipping into position and like intercepting lasers before they hit.
Yeah, so I think as you're doing that, they are like shooting out. At first you think it's from your sleeves and like somewhere from within your outfit. And then you realize like, oh wait, it's actually like bursting out of your wrist. Like the vines are coming from inside you.
Mm-hmm. The vines are coming from inside the Chloe.
Yep. Okay, so you have created the moat, so you all know that there is now a safe space in the, where Chloe is at the moment.
Yeah.
As long as you... Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think she literally shouts like, "Stay close to me."
All right, and yeah, it is very much like, the vines are basically making lightsaber noises as they, intercept and deflect the lasers.
Incredible.
All right, Corvid or Chrysalis, what are you up to?
I'm gonna go punchy. Are there any shadows near me?
Are
there shadows?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, because it's all Tron, the landscape is mostly like black polygons.
Right, yeah. But are those shadows?
Yeah, because despite the old school aesthetic, there is like decent lighting physics in this thing.
Okay.
So, it's retro is what it is, but it's not actually limited by that technology.
Okay. What I'm gonna do, because it is such dynamic lighting, I'm gonna go stand next to one of the bulbs, one of the lights, and create a shadow behind me, and then I'm going to use my shadow control and manipulation to create. And I don't know if I assume that this works the same way as my my helikinesis, that I can like manipulate it into like, I don't know. I was just gonna use it as like daggers to throw at these things that were shooting us. Is that cool?
Yeah, I think that's fine. Sounds like you are directly engaging a threat.
I think so. Yeah, let's do it.
Please roll plus danger.
Oh no!
Dear. And y'all can't even.
Yeah, there's not much we can do about that.
That's a 4.
Yeah, so you do mark potential. For the miss, but I'll let you choose your choice of condition. Well,
yeah.
No, actually, because that was such a miss, please roll to take a powerful blow. You should be fine because you don't have any conditions marked, but like this is still a relatively new power for you. You're in this weird space where maybe it works, and as you are trying to form these into being to shoot the turrets, they all kind of turn and get you.
That's a 10.
That's bad.
No, that's bad. I know that's bad.
It's so funny.
Yeah.
I'm out of my element. I'm not used to being in the Matrix.
Yep, so when you take a powerful blow, roll plus conditions marked. On a 10 plus, you choose one. You must remove yourself from the situation, flee, pass out, etc. You lose control of yourself or your powers in a terrible way, or choose 2 options from the 7 to 9 list.
I will. I'm gonna yell at Jebri. No, I will give the opposition an opportunity, and I'll take 2 conditions.
Okay, so you're choosing 2 from the 7 to 9 list.
Yes.
Okay.
Because I don't want to pass out, so I haven't done anything yet.
Yeah.
And I don't want to hurt my friends, either verbally or with my powers.
Sure, makes sense. Okay, so what happens is, like, as the lasers hit you, it's surprising at first because you kind of expected to just get vaporized, but instead what happens is like the lasers hit you and like it's tingly in a very unpleasant way, and like it feels like you're getting punched a whole bunch. But as you get hit by enough lasers, you are suddenly find yourself getting lifted off the ground and encapsulated in a bubble of the lasers. Like you are floating in a laser cage at this point. And you find yourself slowly starting to float towards Screenshot's giant face.
Okay.
And so
I'm gonna take Afraid and Insecure.
Makes sense. All right, Chrysalis, what are you doing?
I guess I'm gonna try and save Corvid. So.
Okay, how would you like to attempt that?
I'm gonna try and smash the laser ball.
Okay. I think this is more of an unleash your powers because it's reshaping your environment. Because the laser ball itself does not seem to be a threat to you. So please roll plus freak.
All right.
Okay, so that's an 8. So on a 7 to 9, it's either you mark a condition or I'll tell you how it's unstable or temporary. I suppose you both could try and help and bump it up to a 10.
I don't know what I can do besides give moral support.
Maybe that's enough.
Danae?
I will say this isn't going to be like, D&D or anything where you get one reaction per round. It's just kind of per action.
Do we want to try and bump this up?
We have 6 left. Okay.
Well, honestly, I've got a little something up my sleeve. I got a move called Troublemaker that allows me to give +2 instead of +1 when I spend team from the pool.
Let's do it.
But I have to do it through a destructive, criminal, or rule-breaking manner.
All right.
So what would be destructive in the virtual space?
I mean, maybe it's going to be a little bit harmful to your friend Subrina, but
I am willing to do that.
Thanks.
Either Subrina or Kevin, whichever one, because you are helping Kevin in this moment.
Yeah. I want to. Well, okay. So how is Kevin trying to save her?
I'm just smashing it. I'm just gonna.
Yeah, the
probably
telekinetically
laser cage
smash
hasn't
something
gotten
into too far away yet, so you could still jump up and smack it, but.
Oh yeah, I'll just jump up and smack it. That's fine. Yeah.
All right. Do you remember the wrecking ball made out of bears?
Yeah, of course.
Now it's made out of Kevin.
Oh no.
This is how I do it. I grab Kevin with my vines and I'm gonna wing him into it.
All right.
You got this,
Turn
Kevin.
it into a roll, so it's just a fast thrown, rolly spike ball.
Yeah. Trying to think, because taking a powerful blow seems like too much, but also taking a condition for it seems like too much. I'll just say that for your next action, Kevin, you have a -1, and that is what the destructive part of this is factoring into things. But you jumped up to hit the laser thing, wasn't quite working. You hear Hemlock shout for you, the combo move you all have worked on. And so you tuck up into the ball, feel yourself, pulled back by the vines and then whipped around. And Corv, you see, the roly-poly Chrysalis coming at you full of spikes, and you brace yourself, and Chrysalis impacts the cage, there's like a brief, like when lightsabers hit each other, and then the cage breaks and you are flung free. And you can fly, so you quickly catch yourself in the air, but and then Hemlock, I assume you let go of Chrysalis and set him back down.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. She like threw him. Like she didn't hold on to him to whack him in there. Like she picked him up and then like did a little shot put spin and then just chucked him.
I was imagining maybe I'm like stuck to one of the walls with my spikes, like I'm upside down. That's why I'm gonna have a hard time next round.
Sure, I like it. All right.
Yeah, it didn't hurt him at all. He's just embedded into a wall.
Okay, so we've got Hemlock with the safe zone around Jebri. Chrysalis is stuck in the wall. Corvid is recovering in midair. It's at this point that Screenshot is going to do more of an action, and one of the giant hands that it rendered before is going to kind of reach out and very video game style, is like it's telegraphing its move, and it's like the hand's coming down to slam on top of the barrier that Hemlock has created, because he doesn't know yet that it's going to withstand it, but so that is what he does and you're not necessarily sure if it's going to withstand it either, as this giant like master hand from Smash Bros comes down and just slams into the barrier.
I reckon I would have to spend another burn to withstand it, actually, because that is a part of moat. If the barrier is threatened by particularly powerful enemies, spend another burn.
Sure, yeah, I will accept that. And as it comes down onto it, and you are, focusing your efforts on repelling the hand, Jebri turns to you and asks, "Were you attacking me before?"
No, Jebri. Bam. I was just trying to get you out of here. Bam. It's really dangerous.
And you see Jebri kind of look around and sort of process, because Jebri had actually been just looking at you the whole time since getting pulled in here, but now kind of takes in what is happening. This isn't real.
It's real enough for us. Do you know how to get out of here?
Jebri kind of looks at you, and then, without saying a word, just kind of melts into the floor. And you don't see any sign of Jebri. And that is, Jebri is doing things. And that is Jebri's turn.
Would you say that would count as me saving Jebri?
Perhaps. Or I guess I should look at your thing.
Yeah, I have to do something if he does.
Yeah, not yet.
Okay.
But, this is still the same scene, so you don't need to mark a condition yet. So Jebri has apparently vanished. Screenshot is trying to destroy the barrier that is keeping Hemlock safe. What do you all do? It's your go again.
Is it me?
It's whoever.
Oh my god. Okay. I'm gonna try and wrap up that hand with more vines. And see if there's anything in there, any like sippy sip.
Okay, I got you. Yeah, I think this is directly engage a threat, because the hand is very much a threat.
Directly engage a threat or unleash my powers.
I mean, because I know your goal is to try and drain it, but
I'm cool either way.
Yeah, I'm just always torn between, giving the players the thing that they are better at versus, let's see, do you have anything that might be...
It's not that big of a difference.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll just go with my first instinct. Please roll plus danger.
Alrighty. I don't think I have any bonuses to this, so I'm just rolling flat.
Yep.
Oh no!
Oh dear. And, I mean, you all could spend enough team to bump it up to a mixed success, or you can take the miss and the potential.
What do you want to do?
Was this a danger? This directly? I'm okay to help because you're pretty low on conditions, right?
It's true.
Yeah.
I do have some backup stuff though for that.
Might be a good idea to make sure she doesn't get another one though.
All
Yeah.
right.
I mean, so long as we've got it, right?
Yeah, we've got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
We don't got to be stingy.
Yeah.
We've got so much friendship in our bag.
So much.
Yep. So you all see Hemlock attempting to, this hand is doing the, slapping down on the barrier, and some of the vines start like trying to wrap around some of the digits. And it doesn't seem like there's too much purchase happening yet. And it seems perhaps that as Chloe is distracted with assaulting the hand, that it is getting closer and closer to smacking her.
I'll try and like telekinetically keep the hand from moving, like closer to Chloe, and see if that helps keep it in place so it can more easily be wrapped up.
Sure. And I will say, as you are in this weird digital space, like there's a video game effect of like waves are coming off your head and a beam is going towards the hand, and so like the telekinesis is visualized in this space. But it does seem to be assisting. Corbett, how are you helping out?
Corbett's gonna come in and she's gonna grab the middle finger of this big hand and start pulling it back.
I knew that self-defense classes would pay off.
Yeah. All right. So that is enough to bump it up to a mixed success. So now you get to pick one from the list. Resist or avoid their blows, take something from them, create an opportunity for your allies, or impress, surprise, or frighten the opposition.
I'm gonna call it create an opportunity, because I'm assuming there's probably not any like life force in here to consume, but I do now have it all wrapped up. So.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, you try and you get enough vines on it that you start trying to drain the energy, and there's just nothing. And that voice inside you again is like, well, balls.
Empty straw noises.
Basically. But now this hand is thoroughly tied up. What do Chrysalis or Corvid do? You muted yourself.
Damn it. I am going to... this isn't real. This isn't a real thing, right? I'm gonna try and use my helikinesis to sever this finger that I'm pulling. But, like a laser beam, because I'm already right here, and I'll just belly portal, put a beam out and try and blow this thing to Kingdom Come.
Okay. Please roll to directly engage a threat.
Maybe I don't want to do that. I have -2 right now. Hold on. This thing is made of light, yes?
Apparently, yeah.
Can I try to absorb it?
Sure. Yeah, so angling for an Unleash Your Powers roll instead.
Hopefully.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can roll plus freak.
Okay. Get a +1 because I'm hungry. That's an 8.
Okay. So you can either mark a condition, or I'll tell you how the effect is unstable or temporary.
I will mark a condition.
Okay. So you first start trying to cut through with the laser, and it just seems like the hand is like rendering around it and avoiding the laser. But then you switch tactics and thinking, this thing has switched directions in the pulses before. What if you switch directions as well? And given that it is so tied up with the vines, it does not seem ready to resist. I mean, it's still not just like a shoop, but you do start trying to absorb the light that is rendering this hand, and it does start like shrinking and shriveling and like de-rendering.
Okay.
Until eventually the hand that has been attacking you all is gone.
Oh. I mean, this is what I wanted.
There is still another hand and laser turrets and a big giant face, but one of the hands seems to be dealt with. All right, Chrysalis, what are you up to?
I want to try and attack him like psychically, mentally.
Okay.
We're inside his like psyche. I'm gonna try and use my telepathy and just see if I can just F him up.
Okay.
Cause a lot of emotional damage. I don't know.
Possibly. Okay, but it does sound like this is directly engaged the threat.
All right. And you say I have a -1, yes?
Yes,
'Cause I'm
as you are
stuck on the
still
wall.
recovering from,
Hey.
Okay. So that's an 8. You could take the mixed success. I don't know how much team you all still have. 3 left?
Running low.
I'm fine. I'm fine with the mixed success.
Okay, so pick one from the list.
All right.
Hold on to some team for an emergency.
Yeah. Directly. All right. I want to take something from him. Can I take control of the turrets?
Ooh.
Okay. Sure. So the turrets have kind of still been shooting at you and your friends, but Chloe's moat is still up and blocking those for the moment. They seem to be trying to avoid the hand itself, and so right up until Corvid successfully absorbs it, they haven't really been targeting her, and you being stuck in the wall have kind of been out of their vision cone, whatever they're targeting area. So all that to say, like, yes, you are able to take control of them, and they are not at all targeting your friends anymore. But as you have focused on that, the other hand, the crazy hand to the master hand that has been defeated, just comes up and backhands you out of the wall, and you go skidding across the floor and like bouncing into another wall. Can I please get you to roll to take a powerful blow?
Okay. Now, I have a thing where I roll as if I have 2 fewer conditions marked, and I have 2 conditions.
Okay.
So
do a -2
see.
in when it asks for your modifier.
All right.
Okay, that's not as bad as it could have been, but still pretty bad at a 9.
Yeah.
So on a 7 to 9, you choose 1. You lash out verbally, provoke a teammate to foolhardy action, or take advantage of your influence to inflict a condition. You give ground, your opposition gets an opportunity, or you struggle past the pain, mark 2 conditions.
Oh. Let's see. What conditions exist?
So many.
Right.
Which ones am I willing to take?
There's only 5. No. If I take 2, I would only have 1 condition left. Yeah. All right.
This is payback from last week when everything went so well for us.
This is fine. We're fine. It's fine.
I'll give ground.
Okay.
The opposition gets an opportunity.
All right. Let's see. What is the opportunity they get here? I think it's, as the, you thought you were just getting backhanded, but as you are kind of recovering from that, the hand whips around and grabs you in its clutches and doesn't seem to care too much that you're particularly spiky and starts, lifting you up and pulling you up. And Corvid and Hemlock, you see that Chrysalis has been grabbed by this hand and is going up to in front of Screenshot's big giant face. And now that it's Screenshot's turn.
Wait, did I go? I did go. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, you gave it the finger.
Yeah.
It is now Screenshot's turn, and he kind of holds Chrysalis up in front of his face and says, "You are a bug in the system.
Uh-oh.
And bugs need to be squashed." And it will start to crush you. Trying to think what this is gonna have you do. I'll leave it up to you. You can either mark a condition or roll to take another powerful blow.
I will mark a condition.
Okay.
I want to mark angry.
All right.
Pain makes me angry too.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And so, eventually it feels like as it squeezes too hard, your spikes do become too much, and it flicks you to the floor, and shakes the hand in pain, and you are unceremoniously flung to the floor. You skid along the ground and end up next to your 2 friends. And as Screenshot looms over you all with one hand still getting ready to strike, that is where we're going to end tonight's session.
Oh boy.
So we are running out of time. And don't worry, Jebri is taking their turn as well. Things are happening. But
Jebri's in the walls pulling wires.
He's doing the Ant-Man. Oh, you're gonna have to need this. You're gonna have to take this into the shop.
But let's put the happy music back on because we've got end of session stuff to do. So at the end of every session, choose one. You grow closer to the team, you grow into your own image of yourself, or you grow away from the team. And also please think about your stars and wishes.
I can go. I think that Subrina grew closer to the team just because of the way how we operated this time. We didn't really have to think about, there wasn't a lot of arguing, there wasn't any confusion as to who's doing what or when or why, and it just flowed really well. I think probably Kevin, because Science Bro stuff, where we're figuring out about space stuff. So yeah. And then my stars and wishes. Stars is the conversation we have with Jebri about what is a hero and what is a villain. Because we all said something and we kind of went down the line and we didn't have to look at each other step on it. It just went really well. I really enjoyed that. Also figuring out what we think heroes are and stuff like that was good. And my wish, I hope that this battle kind of we're getting our butts kicked, and it kind of like shows us that maybe we are just kids and we need to make sure that we can handle our shit before we go into like dangerous situations. We shouldn't go looking for trouble maybe as much as we do.
Never. I'll never learn from my actions.
All right. Thank you very much. Did whoever you gave influence to adjust your labels, because they presumably have influence over you already?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to adjust your danger up and your superior down.
Since I'm interjecting, I'm gonna go ahead and say that Chloe grew more into an image of herself. Just getting a little bit introspective about heroes versus villains made her have to think about like, oh yeah, what exactly am I doing here? So like the heroes are, I don't really agree with what the heroes are doing here. Does that still mean that I'm a hero? So she's starting to ask a lot of introspective questions. So I'm going to, and also like it just introducing Jebri and the fact that she is starting to get really attached to him and, wanting to teach him philosophy, et cetera, et cetera. I'm going to adjust my superior that's going down, and I'm going to bring my mundane up.
Okay. Very good. And you have your stars and wishes?
My star is Jebri. It's just a sweet bean. I've got a soft spot for critters that are brand new in the world, just trying to figure things out. And like it was really endearing for him to just be like scrambling around inside of books trying to figure what the world is. That's my star. What's my wish? My wish is to it feels like spoilers because I have plans for what to do next in the combat. So my wish is to do something nasty to screen shot here. Yeah. Tried really hard not to say screen slaver. Cutscene would be a good sidekick to this character, because you got like screenshot and then he's like shoot you with lasers, and then like cutscene could like come and get you with like a sword or something with the choppies.
Takes notes.
That's it. Takes the black bars, like the cinema bars, off the sides, and then uses them as dual wielding swords.
Goes Deadpool and breaks the meta.
It's cutscene. Yeah. All right, that's it.
All right.
I'm gonna go with grow closer to the team as well. I just think that it was just a lot of us just having fun and kind of being on the same page about a lot of things. It seemed very team-like. In terms of who made you feel the most welcome, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe Subrina. I think we're a little more on the same page of like, well, let's goof off and go to Hibachi and stuff like that. Whereas Hemlock was like, let's go to the warehouse.
Sounds good to me. And you have your stars and witches, or actually, LB, you should adjust labels first.
First? Don't make me do it first. I'm going to move your... boy, we're gonna need it next time, so I'm gonna move your mundane up and your savior down. Because after this, we're gonna need to clear a lot of conditions, okay? You're gonna have to talk to people.
It's true. Hey, or, just do self-destructive shit, because that's another way to do it. But, can I have a bonus
comfort
star?
And support with Freak.
I honestly, not against it. But bonus star, Kevin fucking just like smacking back at screen shot. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I tried to say screen slaver and I also tried to say cutscene then. God damn it. Okay. Yeah, but no, like fucking Kevin's like smacking back. Like we finally realized what it takes to get Kevin to do rebellious shit, and it's rebelling against villainous adults.
Yeah.
Very good.
I like legit. Chloe's got more respect for him now.
Yeah. Stars and Wishes for me. I'm gonna say the villain. It was interesting. I really didn't see the villain like sucking us into this thing and doing this. And it was a really fun kind of like misdirect of the library having like a completely different payoff. We're like, oh, it's effing Jebri. Like, and we get there and it's like, uh-oh, still the villain. And got sucked in. That was a lot of fun. And that the fight is going poorly. I actually really like that. I think it's the first time I remember the fight going like this.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, y'all have not inflicted a condition on the villain yet.
I'm about to. I had to write it down on my moves, but since I took a condition, I now have coming for you. So I have +1 forward against this guy. So hopefully that helps.
Yeah. Chloe also created an opportunity. So we need to.
Oh yeah.
Can you mark that?
I haven't done that yet.
Yeah. Okay, I'll write it down.
And then wishes. I wish to fail some more rolls because my potential is creeping up so slow, and I want it to go up.
Yeah.
And
yeah. That's. I mean, this is gonna. I'll get to that in my wish. But yeah. So for me, my star was whoever threw out the idea that maybe Gareth is the hacker, and then just suddenly, I got to play evil DM and like, maybe you need to be more paranoid about this guy. Could be, I don't know.
My sweet dumb boy, please.
That's why he's so focused on us. He's like, I know you guys aren't heroes. I see the bullshit you do.
I mean, that is fair.
But maybe as a real wish would be that I'm hoping with maybe some more failed rolls, maybe I can use my moment of truth soon, because that would be exciting. Want to use that before I switch playbooks.
Yeah.
We need to start letting him fail more rolls. We have too many friendship points.
I didn't even get an opportunity to.
Well, so that is my wish, is like, y'all, like, this is the worst the fight could be going. Like, you have so many mixed successes and not enough straight failures to at least give you potential. It's like you're not gaining ground and you're just getting beat up more. And so, I mean, my wish is also for you all to get some more potential. And also for the cavalry to arrive next time.
Yeah. Get Z in here. It'll change everything.
Maybe. But yeah, that is going to do it for us tonight. Just going to briefly blow through the announcement stuff again because we've got so much of it. I mean, the short version is follow us on social media and join our Discord where we talk about all the things we're doing. But Thursday is Elegant Creatures as usual. Friday, we are looking for some new players to join us. They're doing a new Good Society game based on Wicked and the Divine. If you're interested, reach out to one of our channel runners, Savvy Seaworth, on Twitter. DM them there. If you are interested, Good Society is a great game. It's what we've been doing on Thursday and is part of our hybrid with Urban Shadows for Thursday as well. No stream this Saturday because we are still ramping up for the Pathfinder game that I will be running in a couple weeks as we do the Extinction Curse. Sunday, we'll be premiering our new Blades in the Dark show, Duskfall's Dead, where we are a new group of assassins trying to make our way in the big city. Monday, I don't know, watch for our Twitter. We'll tweet about it, post about it in Discord. And then Tuesday, we'll be back with something. Maybe it'll be the new show. Maybe it'll just be more Gartic Phone or something. We'll see. But that's going to do it for us for tonight. Anyone else got things they would like to plug or promote? All right. Well, until next time, everyone, good games and good night, Internet.